Hey, this is Nellie's Farm. It is November 10th, Monday, 2025. I got a quick government shutdown update for you guys, and snap update. It's freezing out here. It looks like it's a nice fall day, but it's just too cold. We're not supposed to be this cold already. The wind chill is like 20 or something. Here in northeast Alabama, I had to take in some of my pepper plants that are still producing. Anyway, so you guys probably heard about the government shutdown being over, right? I want to accentuate that I wouldn't put too much hope into it just yet, because it's just the first hurdle, actually, of many that they'd have to get the government back up again. They did have a 60-40 vote, which was enough to pass, but that was just a test vote, a practice vote, to see if it would go through. Now, if this goes through, and by the way, 7 Democrats joined the Republicans in this. They said this has went on too far and people are desperate to eat and this and that, and they'll deal with the main issue of why the government shut down, their disagreement, which is basically those subsidies. Republicans want the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act health insurance, also called Obamacare. They want to erase those and get rid of them. This would make a family of 4's monthly payment for this insurance. 22 million Americans have this insurance, guys. It would make their premiums go from $200 or $300 a month to over $1,400 a month. This is what the Democrats have been holding out for. So that would be put off, okay, if this passes. If it passes with the next vote, it would be, that issue would be voted again on in December. At least that's what Republicans promised. So anyway, that would not change, but this would only fund the government till January 30th of 2026. So we might be in the same position again if it passes, okay? So what's happening with SNAP? $5 billion apparently has already been paid. Although a lot of people have not got their SNAP. Excuse me. I've inquired around everywhere, and I'm not working right now, and it's not my choice, so don't leave nasty comments. It's certainly not my choice. I didn't need this for years. We didn't get anything, but there are people in neighboring counties who did. And so $5 billion have already went out, and $3 billion's left. The judges and Trump administration are going back and forth. Oh, put a stop to those, demanding the states stop, okay, putting out those benefits, which apparently it sounds like they did. And it's just going back and forth. And then this morning, another court said, no, go ahead and release them. As you know, it's been going back and forth, flip-flopping. It's just insanity at this point. It's went back and forth at least a dozen times. I'm not going to go over all that. You guys probably know about that. But the good thing, if this does pass, is that furloughed workers and contractors get full back pay. And they'll be paid. The Trump administration did not want to give furloughed workers back pay, saying if they don't work, they don't deserve to be paid. Well, it wasn't their fault the government was shut down. Excuse me. The airports yesterday were still in turmoil. 3,000 flights canceled across the whole nation. And if this isn't resolved, it's going to be really bad by Thanksgiving. But those workers have lost, excuse me, a month of pay. This is their second pay period. And those airport people are just walking off the job. They're saying, not coming into work. You know, they have to find gigs and stuff just to pay the bills and eat. So you can't really blame them for that. But apparently, Medicaid and Medicare have not went out. And I have heard, because of shutdown, I didn't know this till today, some of them I've heard has been kicked out of hospitals. Well, that would change, of course. They would start processing again. And that's a barbaric, man, but it doesn't surprise me in this system. It's so ridiculous. But anyway, now, okay, what else we got? I've been taking notes all day, and I did try to do a video early this morning for you guys, but the sound messed up, so I'm hoping that this time the sound will work, because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So the judge, by the way, with SNAP, she did order that the last $3 billion be paid out. And remember I said that they didn't have enough funds? They kept saying they only had like $5 billion. Well, they got money from Section 32, it's called. They had a $23 billion reserve in that account, so there's plenty of money for it. And like I said, they said the well is dry, we have no more money. That's a bunch of baloney, because the U.S. Treasury just prints and prints and prints. It's backed by nothing. It used to be backed by gold till the Federal Reserve took over, and they can print as much as they want. That's why we're $38 trillion in debt, because they just keep on printing, and it's nothing but debt. So anyway, also in the news, Trump announced a $2,000 stimulus payment, apparently coming from the tariff revenues for Americans. I don't know if this is per family or per American. You guys probably heard about that by now. There's no clear date given, so I really don't believe it at all. Just like the $5,000 dose stimulus that nobody got. You guys get it? Nope, nobody got it. So it's really, at this point, it's hard to believe anything. That's why I'm not putting out a lot of hope in this government shutdown. And by the way, there's no clear, voting time. This has to go to the Senate now to be approved for a final vote, this new budget. It's not clear when. They say it could be a matter of days, it could be hours, it could be next week. So, but, just one person could change that. They could change the vote. And also, I am sorry, I can't remember the name. There is a Democrat senator, congressperson, who the Republicans refused to swear in, and because it would make one more vote for the Democrats, which is, I believe, against the law and everything. But they're all lawless. The law only applies to regular folks, not them. But anyway, and both sides, by the way, that applies to both sides, both Republicans and Democrats. Anyway, I heard a few minutes ago they're going to go ahead and swear that Democratic congressperson in. That could make a difference, too. I don't know. All it takes is, one wrench being thrown in, and we're back at square one. So anyway, I wanted to let you know this news. If I hear anything else, I'll let you know, and hopefully my phone will cooperate with me. And thank you, Adrian, of Paul and Adrian's Off-Grid Desert Farmer. Thank you for the donation. So you guys, I'm going to go because I'm freezing out here. I will get back with you soon and keep you updated. Thanks for listening. Please hit that subscribe and like button. Click the bell to make sure you get my updated notifications and you can keep track of what's going on. Have a good night.